Ladies and gentlemen, we have played a lot of volleyball today, to say the least. We just got finished playing a rematch from an earlier match today with Lawrence County. Very, very, very strong team. We were victorious in three sets. The final tabulation, we had to hurry, but that was over at the middle school. We had to get together really fast and get over to the high school. They were waiting on us when we got here. I apologize for any delays on my part, but it's quite the to-do to get all of this stuff together. Anyway, we beat Lawrence County 25-19. They beat us 25-15, and then we beat them 15-6 the last set. We are at Muscle Shoals High School. Oddly enough and fitting enough, this is the home of the Trojans. We're playing East Limestone. I don't know hardly anything about East Limestone, and this may be the first time that St. James and East Limestone have ever played. The only time that they probably would have played in the past would have been at a state tournament. So check the record books on that and don't hold me anything to it, but we played a lot of volleyball today. This is it though. This is the championship match in the gold bracket in a very, very nicely set up tournament. I will say that Muscle Shoals does, and they always do, an excellent job setting up these tournaments. It's a long drive up here, but it's some of the best competition that we've been able to enjoy. East Limestone won their pool. They were in Pool A. They've been playing in this gym all day. But the thing about East Limestone had to have beaten the host team, Muscle Shoals, to get to this championship match. So they've got to be good. But this will be the final match of the day. The teams are just getting loose. They're not even doing their warm-ups yet. They're just getting loose right now. My guess would be probably a 5 to 6 minute intermission before the warm-ups would start. Referee whistles. He gives us the 2-minute warning. I don't know if that's 2-minute warm-ups or what before we start taking our court warm-ups. I guarantee you we'll find out here in about 2 minutes. This is it's a very familiar place for St. James, as we played here our last match of the tournament last year, where we made it back over here to the high school. All right.
Casey Poundstone, she told me that they're having engine trouble with their car. She got up here and she smelled it burning. She took it to Express Oil, and she said they told her there was no oil in it. They put 3 quarts of oil in it, and she bought some more, but they told her she needs to check it at some point on the drive home. But we're not going back to Montgomery.
Okay.
She had asked me if I would, stop with her whenever she checks it.
Yeah, we'll stop.
If y'all, I think
she can follow us.
She just needs to follow you, or vice versa.
Yeah, we can do that.
You can do that out with your.
Oh yeah, no problem. That's tough. 3 quarts of oil must have been out.
She said they had done some work on it this past week, but she smelled it burning. She did something wrong.
Wow. No, we can do that for sure.
Tell her that y'all are going to.
Yeah, just tell her she can follow us, or we'll follow her.
She said something about her husband's was supposed to meet her like in Coleman or Birmingham or something. I don't know if he's going to do that or not. Does nothing live like all the way in Union Springs?
Something like that.
Yeah, they live a long way.
Yeah. St. James taking their warm-ups on their court now. We're playing the East Limestone High School Indians. So the Trojans against the Indians. Kind of a, but the East Limestone High School, they're out of Athens, Alabama. Hopefully, no, we're going to have individuals be the line judges. I guess now they're going to let both teams serve back and forth to one another to kind of expedite this and speed this up. Much better vantage point from where I was in the middle school setting up for this one. This is going to be good. Wow, that was quick. Here we go. Teams break up and get ready to shake each other's hand at half court. And then it gets loud. The down ref checks the lineup of St. James that's on the court. East Limestone is a 5A classification team. So we may get the opportunity to see them again this year. That would be awesome. Down ref has checked the lineups. The Indians will be serving to St. James to start this off. Ball gets served in, played by Liz Ann Livings to Emily Olsey, over to Ashley White. She gets the ball in. Oh, nice play. A nice attack by the Indians down the line. Caught St. James sleeping. Point for the Indians. East Limestone now leading St. James 1-0. Serve coming in. Played by Bailey Williams. Carson Ann Crow, Ashley White. Attack there gives the Indians a point. Indians leading the Trojans now 2-0. Not the way you want to start this. Serve played up. Oh. Serve played by Emily Livings, overpassed over the line, and she hit it right back at her. Trojans down 3-0 to the Indians. Serve coming in. Carson Ann Crow plays it up. Trojans can't get to it. Trojans are down 4-0 to the East Limestone Indians. Serve coming in. Carson Ann Crow to Emily Olsey. Over to Ashley White. She gets the ball to the right corner. Tipped over. Olsey. Bailey Williams comes in, takes it over. Ball hit into the net by Liz Ann Livings. Point to the Indians. Substitution coming in. Marilee Capulia, number 7, coming in for Liz Ann Livings on the back row. We need a spark. Trojans down by 5. Played by Bailey Williams. Emily Olsey. Kathleen Wright tipped it over the block. Ball played, dug up by Marilee Capulia. Olsey serves it up to Ashley White. Ball played by the Indians. Blocked by Kathleen Wright. Kathleen Wright and Ashley White with a block. They teamed up. Point for St. James. That's their first point. Emily Poundstone comes in for Ashley White. Poundstone serving for St. James. Nice floater serve back to the back. Ball's out. Ball out. Attack by East Limestone. Middle hit the ball out of bounds. They give St. James their second point. St. James still trails by 3, 5-2. Poundstone serves the ball to the back corner. Roll play. Oh, nice. Point to St. James. 2 of the Indian defenders didn't look like they were communicating very well. St. James trails 5-3. Poundstone with a nice floater serve to the back row. Oh, man. Roll hit over the net. Hits the middle of the court. Marilee Kapuya dives but can't get the ball up for St. James. St. James now trails 6-3. Indians leading. Indians serving St. James. Ball comes into play. Played by Carson Ann Crow. Poundstone sets it up for Kathleen Wright. Push ball back to the corner. Bailey Williams gets it up. Emily Poundstone sets it up for Marilee Kapuya with an attack. They're pushing the ball. Marilee Kapuya overpass, and the Indians push the ball back over to the front line of St. James for a point for the Indians. St. James trails by 4, 7-3. Nice serve into the net. We needed that. Service error on the Indians gives St. James the side out. St. James serving. Marilee Kapuya, number 7, serving for St. James at the bottom of your screen. Nice floater serve to the back. Ball set. Ball saved. Saved by Bailey Williams. Ball's down. Kathleen Wright. Indians rolling the ball over. Marilee Kapuya to Emily Poundstone. Carson Ann Crow with a kill on the left side. Point for St. James. That's the offense we're looking for right there. Kapuya, number 7, back still serving for St. James. Nice. Oh, I thought it was going to roll over. That's a service error. Served into the net. Point for the East Limestone Indians, who are now leading St. James 8-3. Serve coming in. Floater serve played by Bailey Williams. Emily Poundstone. Emily Olsey with a kill. Point for St. James. That's a way to do it, girls. Alan Browning comes in for Kathleen Wright. Browning serving. Nice floater serve. That's an ace. Ace for Browning. Browning serving for St. James. Nice floater serve. That's another ace for Browning. Keep it going. Score is now 8-8. Floater serve again by Browning. Set up by the Indians. Lefty, the ball's in. Nice attack by the left-handed hitter for East Limestone. Gives them the lead, 9-8. I've just been informed, and I know I did this. It's not a roll play. We know what roll play is. It's a roll shot. Ball played up by Carson Ann Crow. Bailey Williams with ball. It's a long. That's a blind over-the-shoulder shot. Barely goes long. That gives East Limestone a 10-8 lead over St. James. Short serve dug up by Olsey. Carson Ann Crow to hit Olsey at the net. That's a kill for Olsey. Overpassed by the Indians, and they paid for it. St. James trails by 1. The Indians over the Trojans 10-9. Emily Olsey on the bottom right of your screen serving for St. James. Another service error for the Trojans. score is now the Indians 11, the Trojans 9. We're killing ourselves on our serves. Service coming in, jump serve, played by Carson Ann Crow. Emily Olsey over to Ashley White, hits the ball back in the back. The Indians get it up. Ball's in. The lefty in the middle for the Indians. Nice attack, hits it on the line for the Trojans. Point to East Limestone. They lead the Trojans now 12-9. Jump serve played by Carson Ann Crow over to Emily Olsey. Back to Crow. Nice kill down the right line. Carson Ann Crow with a kill. Nice. Just in basketball we call it the give and go, and I'm going to call it the give and go from Olsey to Crow. Carson Ann Crow now serving for St. James, down by 2. Nice serve. Played up. There's the lefty again. It's got to be dug up. Ball's dug up by Carson Ann Crow. Marilee Capulla with a nice attack on the left side. Lefty rolls the ball. Alan Brown in play. Olsey over to Ashley White. Ball hit back in the back corner. Emily Olsey digs up the dink. Ashley White pushes it over for a kill. Nice play by Ashley White. That's her first kill of the match. St. James trails by 1 now. Carson Ann Crow serving out of the back corner, lower left corner of your screen. Floater serve to the back. That's an ace. That ties it up. Carson Ann Crow with an ace. Went off the back row Indian defender and into the stands. We're all tied up at 12. We're back to where we want to be. 12-12, fought back. Carson Ann Crow serving for the Trojans. Nice serve down the line. He wasn't looking for that. I don't know if she saw the ball. That's an ace for Crow. He just stuck her hand up there. I think it was out of defense. The Trojans take a 13-12 lead over the Indians. Carson Ann Crow, number 13, serving for St. James. Nice serve again down the left row, almost into the Indians bench. Dug up nicely by Olsey. Brownie gets it over to White. White hits in the middle of their defense. The Indians get it up. Push the ball to the middle. Bailey Williams gets it up to Olsey. Olsey, oh, a nice hit. Marilee Capulla, nice hit. The setter for the Indians tipped it over the net. A little trick play. That evens the score though, 13-13. Lefty serving. Marilee Capulla gets it up to Emily Olsey. Olsey over to White. White's blocked in the middle by the Indians defender. East Limestone takes the lead over the Trojans, 14-13. That's a service error by the Indians that evens the score at 14. Bailey Williams comes, she's serving for the Trojans, back on the back. Williams serves the ball to the back row. Pushed over by their setter, up by Crow, up by Olsey. Kathleen Wright with a kill in the middle. Olsey to Wright. That's Kathleen Wright's first kill of the match. Trojans take a 15-14 lead over the Indians. Bailey Williams served barely over. That's, oh, how in the world did she get that? Olsey, Kathleen Wright, Ashley White. She digs that up. Olsey, Bailey Williams, Marilee Capulla. Oh, that ball's barely out. That was a nice hit. Point to the Indians. The Indians had 3 hustle plays on that play. Very good defense. Evens the score at 15. Indian serve in, Carson Ann Crow gets the ball. Ashley White gets the ball over the net, and they let the ball bounce. And we needed that. Point to the Trojans. St. James leads the Indians now 16-15 as Emily Poundstone comes in, substitutes for Ashley White. Poundstone serving for the Trojans. Floater serve to the back, set up by the Indians. Off Poundstone and out of bounds. Point to the Indians. Score is tied up again at 16. Both teams battling. What would you expect between the Trojans and the Indians? Ball served in, played by Carson Ann Crow to Emily Poundstone. She sets up Kathleen Wright. He doesn't know what to call. Oh my goodness. That was touched at the net. He didn't know what to call. Point to the Indians. They lead St. James 17-16. Ball served in, played by Carson Ann Crow. Emily Poundstone sets up Olsey. Ball's hit into the net. Attack error gives East Limestone a point. They now lead St. James 18-16. Ball served in, played by Bailey Williams. Pushed up over the net by Emily Poundstone. Dug up by Poundstone. Olsey tips it up over the net. Here we go, free ball. Bailey Williams to Poundstone. Back to Olsey. Ball hit into the net again. Timeout. Coach Darren Lee calls a timeout. On the court, St. James trails East Limestone 19-16. I know the girls are tired. They've been playing volleyball all day. This is a time where conditioning pays off. It's paid off for us in the previous matches today. The Trojans are a very well conditioned team. They're down by 3. We need a side out, get the ball back and make a run. The Indians prepare to serve. Ball's whistled in. Ball served in, played by Bailey Williams. Emily Poundstone, back set to Carson Ann Crow. That ball's in. Killed by Crow with a back set by Poundstone. Trojans cut the lead down to 2. Marilee Capulia, number 7, back serving for St. James. East Limestone still leads the Trojans 19-17. Nice conservative serve. Ball's dug up. Bailey Williams tried to dig the ball up, but the ball hit the court. Nice attempt by Bailey Williams. Point goes to East Limestone. They now lead St. James 20-17. Ball served in, played by Bailey Williams, helped out by Carson Ann Crow. Emily Olsey hits the ball to the back row. Bailey Williams digs it up. Poundstone to Carson Ann Crow. That's a kill. Very well played. That's Carson Ann Crow's 4th kill, Poundstone's 4th assist. Trojans now trail by 2. Alan Browning serving for the St. James Trojans. Floater serve to the back. Setter sets it up. Marilee Capulia digs the ball up, gets it to Poundstone. Carson Ann Crow with a kill. She came all the way over from the bench, it looked like. Very well set up by the Trojans. Very well hammered in by Carson Ann Crow. The Trojans now trail by 1. Alan Browning serves the ball to the right corner. Back set. Ball played by Alan Browning. Over to Emily Poundstone, back over to Crow. The ball's gotten up by the Indians. Tip. Ball's over by the Trojans. What a hustle point. Boom! Come on. Ball's gotten over. Poundstone, Olsey, Bailey Williams. What a rally. Ball's dug up by Alan Browning. Pushed up by Olsey. We got a line violation by Olsey. What an effort. What an effort by the Trojans. Point goes to East Limestone. They lead the Trojans now 21-19. Served in, ball to Carson Ann Crow. To Poundstone, back to Crow. She hammers the ball. The Indians get it up. Tipped up, Marilee Capulia digs the ball up. Poundstone, back to Crow. Olsey. Marilee Capulia gets it up. Carson Ann Crow tried to get to the ball. She ran out of real estate. Nice playing by the Trojans. Timeout St. James. East Limestone now leads St. James 22-19. Some good volleyball played right here. East Limestone comes back on the court, prepares to serve to St. James. St. James breaks huddle and comes back out on the court. Emily Poundstone, Bailey Williams, Carson and Crow, Marilee Capulia, Emily Olsey, and Alan Browning. Ball served in, played by Capulia. An overpass over the net, knocked down by the East Limestone attacker in the middle. That gives them a 23-19 lead over St. James. Ball served in, played by Olsey to Poundstone. Carson and Crow in the middle. She hammers the ball. Point to St. James. Very well played by the Trojans. They get the ball back. They're down by 3. Emily Olsey out of your screen on the bottom right, serving for St. James. Nice serve back to the back middle of East Limestone Indian defenders. Blocked by Ashley White. Bailey Williams and Ashley White in on the block. Point for St. James. St. James trails the Indians now 23-21 with Olsey still serving. Nice serve. Ball set up for the lefty. Got to dig that up. Olsey digs it up. Alan Browning steps in, sets it up for Carson and Crow. Nice attack. Nice defense by Bailey Williams in the middle. She stuffed her. Point to St. James. That's a kill for Williams. St. James down now by 1 as Olsey serving for St. James. Nice serve back in the corner. Setter goes up. Bailey Williams sets it up for Carson and Crow. She pushes it over to the right side. Kill for Carson and Crow. We're all tied up at 23. Timeout East Limestone. St. James 23. The Indians 23. We're battling. We're playing for 2 points now. East Limestone call that quick timeout and they're back on the court ready to play. St. James taking a little breather to regroup. We need 2 points. St. James faithful here, getting the crowd fired up. Olsey still back serving for St. James. We're playing for 2 points, but we'll get them one at a time. Olsey serving for the Trojans. Ball goes into the back row. It's set up for the lefty again. Ball's dug up by Capulia. Browning gets it over to Carson and Crow. Nice attack on the left side. They're hustling. They push it back to the back. Capulia's ready for it. Olsey sets it up for Carson and Crow. She rolls it down the line again. Alan Browning gets the ball up to Bailey Williams, sets it up for Carson and Crow, and she bangs it off the block. Another kill for Carson and Crow. That gives St. James the lead, 24-23. Timeout East Limestone again. We're playing for 1 point now. Quick timeout for East Limestone. They're back on the court. Coach Karen Lee likes to use all of her timeout time, but she sends the team back onto the court for 1 more point. This is set point in the first set, the championship match. Olsey, number 16, serving for the Trojans. Serves back in the back left. That's an ace. Olsey gets an ace in the first set. The Trojans beat the Indians 25-23. Pretty exciting match there, folks, but I just settle for 1 more. Clutch playing by our upper class seniors. I know they're tired, but all we need to do is win 1 more set. We can take it to the house. We got a 2-minute intermission between sets. Coach Foy, our assistant coach, steps in and gives the team a little motivation. We need a second win here, one more set. This is a tough East Limestone team. They're scrappy. They're a lot like Lawrence County. Trojans are stacking it up and getting ready to play the second set. Trojans start the second set off. Kathleen Wright, Emily Olson, Emily Poundstone, Bailey Williams, Marilee Kapuya, and Carson Ann Crow. We need some energy. We need it now. One more set. St. James will be starting this set off serving to the Indians. We need to get ahead early. Down ref. Checking the Indians' positions. Now she's checking the Trojans' positions on the court. Emily Poundstone, number 10, will start back serving for St. James. We played all day for this one set. We got to make it count. Don't give them the easy ones. Make them earn it. Poundstone serving for the Trojans. Serves to the back left to 2 defenders. We got a free ball to start it off. Started up by Bailey Williams to Poundstone. Olsey hammers it off the block. Nice setup play by St. James. 1-0 St. James as Poundstone serves it back into the back right. The dink's picked up by Marilee Kapuya. Back over to Kathleen Wright. Kathleen Wright with an attack on the right side kill. Nice kill. Kathleen Wright went cross court. St. James up early, 2-0. Poundstone serving for the Trojans. Oh, doggone it. She serves the ball out. That's a service error. You lose 100% of those. It's 50-50 if you get it over the net. Indians serving the Trojans. Played it by nicely by Carson Ann Crow. Kathleen Wright blocked at the net. That evens the score now, 2-2. Just that quick, we're back evened up. Indians serving to the Trojans. Ball comes in, played nicely by Carson Ann Crow. Set up to Marilee Kapuya on the right side. Indians set up their attack. Back will attack. Oh, it's a save by Carson Ann Crow, but the ball goes out of bounds. Point to the Indians, who now lead St. James, East Limestone 3, St. James 2. Ball served into St. James. Carson Ann Crow gets it up to Poundstone. Poundstone sets Kathleen Wright. Thought we might have had a touch at the net, but we got no touch. Point to East Limestone, who now lead the Trojans 4-2. Ball's whistled in to serve. Ball served in to Olsey. Olsey to Williams. Olsey hits the ball back over the net. Lefty back row attacker for the Indians hits it in the net. We needed that. Point to St. James and a side out. Marilee Kapuya, number 7, goes back to serve for the Trojans. Nice serve. A little heat on it. Dug up nicely by Bailey Williams. Carson and Crow. Get down, ball. Indians get the ball back over. Carson and Crow gets it to Poundstone. Carson and Crow in the middle. That's a kill for Crow. Poundstone to Crow. The defender was going right past the play to get into position. Carson Ann hit it right past her. We're all evened up at 4. Marilee Kapuya serving for the Trojans. Nice hard floater back to the back right. Ball dug up by Poundstone. Bailey Williams gets it over to Crow. She tips it under the floor. Point St. James. Marilee Kapuya still serving for St. James. It's up 5-4 over the Indians. Ooh, that one's long. Too much energy. That gives the Indians a point. That evens it up, 5-5. Serve comes in. Short. Olsey takes it, hits it to Poundstone to Carson Ann Crow. She's blocked at the net. Carson Ann Crow takes it off the block. We had our blockers in place and they hit it into our block. Point to the Indians. Emily Olsey and Kathleen Wright were there. They just hit it right between them. Serve comes in. Played by Bailey Williams. Emily Poundstone to Olsey. Hit something up there. Point for St. James. Ball couldn't get over the net. That evens it up at 6. 6-6. Alan Browning comes in for Kathleen Wright. Number 8, Browning, serving for St. James. Nice short floater. That's an ace. That's her 3rd ace of the match. Nice serve by Browning. Hit it where they ain't. And she hit it right between the first and second row defenders. Browning serving for St. James. Her to the back right. Ball set up. Ball's dug up by Bailey Williams. Tipped over. Marilee Kapuya gets it up, sets it up. Olsey takes it from there at the middle. Kill for Emily Olsey. That's her 4th. It's an overpass. St. James now leads 8-6. Browning still serving for St. James. Nice floater serve to the middle of the back row. They set it up for the hitter on the right. Dug up nicely by Kapuya. Poundstone sends it to Carson Ann Crow for another kill. Poundstone to Crow. Timeout. St. James leads East Limestone 9-6. St. James appears to be placing the ball much better, safely placing the ball where the Indians aren't. Aggressive defense up on the net. These are 2 very well matched teams. The Indians are back on the court. St. James Trojans breaks huddle. Alan Browning, number 8, continues to serve for St. James. The Trojans up 9-6. Browning serve. Short floater. She hits it into the middle of the St. James defense and nobody's there. Point for the Indians. They trail by 2. St. James 9. East Limestone 7. Serve comes in and into the net. Service error by the Indians. We thank you. Ashley White enters the game. Substitution for Emily Poundstone. Emily Olsey back serving for the Trojans. Nice serve back to the back row. It's set up their big hitter who's blocked. Ashley White digs the ball up. Olsey over to Carson Ann Crow. Off the block. The Indians get the ball up and push it over. Bailey Williams sets up Ashley White on the right side. That's blocked. Olsey hits it and pushes it to the back right corner. Indians set it up. That ball's out. Point St. James. Good hustle defense and offense by the Trojans. That gives them an 11-7 lead over the Indians. Olsey serving for the Trojans. Nice serve. She tips it over. Marilee Kapuya gets the ball up. Tipped over the block by Carson Ann Crow. Lefty gets the ball up by Olsey to to Crow over the net. Crow with another kill in the right place at the right time. St. James now leads East Limestone 12-7. Olsey serving in the bottom right corner of your screen. Oh. She's still got too much energy. That serves long. That's a service error by the Trojans. They still lead the Indians. The Trojans 12, the Indians 8. Ball comes in, played by Alan Browning. Emily Olsey gets it up. Ashley White hits it off the block. Ball set up for the lefty. Capulla can't get the ball back up. That was a hard hit ball. Point for the Indians. St. James leads 12-9. They got to get the ball back. Serve coming in. Ball played by Carson Ann Crow to Emily Olsey. Back to Crow on the right side. That's a kill by Crow on the right side. Olsey to Crow. Carson Ann Crow back serving for St. James. St. James has a 13-9 lead over the Indians. Crow with a nice serve to the back row. Set up the lefty. That ball's out. The attacker for the Indians hits the ball out. Point to St. James. Carson Ann Crow back serving for St. James in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Oh, the ball's barely out. Another service error. Ball goes long. Gives the ball back to the Indians. St. James holds on to a 14-10 lead. Serve comes in. Played by Carson Ann Crow to Emily Olsey. Back over to Bailey Williams on the right side. Lefty tips it up. Ashley White tips it over. Kill for Ashley White. She tipped it back over onto the Indians' court. St. James leading 15-10. Bailey Williams, number 14, serving for the Trojans. Nice floater serve to the back. Oh! Ball's barely out. That's another service error for the Trojans. We're being generous. Trojans still lead 15-11. Ball served in. Misplayed by the Trojans gives the Indians another point. St. James now holding on to a 3-point lead. Scores 15-12. Serve comes in. Played by Mary Lee Capulla to Olsey. Olsey to White. Ball hits her in the face. Point for St. James. That's a kill for Ashley White. St. James leads 16-12. Emily Poundstone comes in for Ashley White. Poundstone serving for the Trojans. Up ref sharing some instruction with their setter, Captain. Poundstone serves the ball to the back row. Set the ball up. Ball hit. Played by Bailey Williams. Kathleen Wright gives it back to her. Oh, and the ball's hitting the net. Attack error by the Trojans. Trojans barely hanging on to a 3-point lead. They lead the Indians 16-13. Serve comes in. Played by Carson Ann Crow. Emily Poundstone gets it over to Olsey on the left side. Olsey hits it to the back right corner. Indians set it up. Oh, that ball's in. Hit on the back line. Nicely placed ball by the Indians. St. James has a 2-point lead now. They lead the Indians 16-14. Serve comes in. Played by Olsey. Poundstone gets over there to it. Olsey with the attack on the middle. Ball played by the Indians. Ball dug up by Carson Crow. She sets up Kathleen Wright in the middle. Ball in. Kill for Kathleen Wright on the right side. We'll take them any way we can get it. Score is now 17-14. Mary Lee Capulla, number 7, serving for St. James. Nice serve to the back row. Olsey sets it up for Poundstone. Poundstone back over for Carson Crow. Ball's played around, ball's over the net. Indians set it up. Ball's dug up nicely by Poundstone. Bailey Williams sets it up. Olsey taps it over the net, over the block. Misplayed by the Trojans. Point goes to East Limestone. Pretty good hustle plays, but the ball goes back over to East Limestone. St. James holding on to a 2-point lead. Serve comes into Capulla. Capulla to Poundstone. Carson and Crow. They push the ball back over. Nicely played by Bailey Williams. Poundstone sets up Kathleen Wright. Kathleen Wright with her 4th kill. Very well played. Hustle play. Great play by Bailey Williams to get that ball back up. St. James leads East Limestone 18-15 as Alan Browning serves a floater serve back to the back. Poundstone gets the ball up. Bailey Williams serves it over there to Carson Ann Crow. That's a hammer ball. That's a kill for Carson Ann Crow. That's her 15th kill. Very well played ball. Alan Browning serves it over. Ball says it hits the court. Point goes to East Limestone. Trojans lead now 19-16. They tried to pancake the ball back up. Serve coming in from the Indians. Hits the tape, played by Olsey. East Limestone gets the ball over. Free ball. Olsey gets, it's an overpass. Nicely played by Marilee Capulla. Back over to Carson and and she hit it wide left. Point to the Indians. Trojans looking tired. Timeout, St. James. Coach Karen Lee trying to fire them up. Some good hustle plays made by the Trojans. We got to string them together. Indians come back out onto their court. St. James taking full advantage of the timeout time. They stack it up. St. James comes out on the court. Equipment difficulties with Emily Olsey's knee brace. She's back, mended back together and ready to play. Good job, Lacey Brown. Trojans lead 19-17. Serve coming in. Serve played by Carson Ann Crow. Emily Poundstone back to Crow. That's another kill by Crow. Nice play. Trojans now lead 20-17. Ashley White comes back in for Emily Poundstone. Emily Olsey serving for the Trojans. Oh my goodness. Another service error gives the Indians the ball back in a side out. Trojans hanging on to a 2-point lead, 20-18. Serve coming in from the Indians. Played by Marilee Capulla, punched up by Olsey. Carson Ann Crow with a punch over the block kill. 17th kill for Carson Ann Crow, who goes back and serves for the Trojans, leading now 21-18. Ball's whistled in. Crow serves the ball. Oh, I thought that would have been low. Lefty sets it up. Emily Olsey gets the ball to Capulla. Capulla over to Ashley White. Nice attack on the right side. Middle of the Trojan defense is wide open. Point for East Limestone. St. James continues to hold on to a 2-point lead. They still lead the Indians 21-19. Ball coming in. Played by Browning. Saved by Olsey. Marilee Capulla. Ashley White dumps it back over the net. The Indian attacker hits it off our block for their 20th point. St. James leads East Limestone 21-20. It's a 1-point lead now. Serve coming in. Oh, nice. Ball hits the net. Service error for the Indians. We needed that big time. Ball goes to St. James, leading 22-20. Bailey Williams serving for St. James. Ball set up, pushed over, saved by Olsey. Poundstone sets up Marilee Kapuya on a free ball. Ball set up. Oh. Questionable call. I think it was in. Nice attack by the lefty for East Limestone. Brings the lead back to 1. St. James 22. East Limestone 21. Serve comes in. Played by Carson and Crow to Emily Olsey. Gives it. Oh. Ball hit out. We're all even back up at 22. Timeout St. James. We're all knotted at 22. We're playing for 3 points. Trojans need to sync up for 3 points. The Indians take the court back. Olsey's still working on her knee brace. They're fixing to whistle it in. Brace in place. She's still working on it. Olsey back in the game. Here we go. Ball served in. Played by Marilee Kapuya. Over to Olsey. And nobody wanted the ball. They let the ball hit about 4 St. James players. Point for East Limestone. They now lead 23-22. Serve comes in. Serve receive error. Ball goes off. Gives East Limestone set point. They now lead St. James 24-22. St. James definitely out of sync. Serve comes in. Kapuya gets it to Olsey. Olsey over to Kathleen Wright. Tips it over the block. Kill for Kathleen Wright. Smart play. That's her 5th kill of the match. St. James down by 1. Emily Poundstone back serving for St. James. Ball served to the back row floater. The Indian attacker hits it off St. James blocker. East Limestone takes the second set, 25-23. Why not? Let's play another one. Nobody wants to go home, but I know that's a lie. Oh, I gotta stretch my old legs. We're gonna play this one to 15. First one to 15, you gotta win by 2. This is the 3rd and final set of the championship match between East Limestone and the St. James Trojans. 2 5A teams battling it out. been a long day, folks. Trojans break huddle. They'll start with Ashley White, Kathleen Wright, Emily Olsey, Carson Ann Crow, Bailey Williams, Marilee Kapuya. They're making a little noise, going, this is it. Down ref is checking both lineups. And we're playing to 15. Ball gets rolled into play. East Limestone will be serving St. James. Ball comes in. Played by Carson Ann Crow, Emily Olsey, Kathleen Wright. Tips it and the ball's down. Point St. James. Kill for Kathleen Wright. Emily Poundstone comes in for Ashley White. Poundstone serving for the Trojans. Trojans up 1-0. Ball's in, that's an ace. She put it right on the line. Ace for Poundstone. That's her first. Trojans up 2-0. Another serve coming in. Played up by Marilee Kapuya. Poundstone goes and gets it. Carson Crow calls the ball. Set up by the Indians. Dug up nicely by Bailey Williams. Saved by Poundstone. Carson Crow with a back row attack. Oh, the ball goes over the net. Nice save. Oh, Bailey Williams couldn't get to the back corner. Point for the Indians. Nice hustle play by Williams. St. James leads 2-1. Ball served in, played by Carson Ann Crow to Emily Poundstone. She sets up Kathleen Wright in the middle. Indians set up their offense. Ball played by Bailey Williams in the back. Gets it over to Poundstone. Marilee Kapuya tipped off the block. Free ball for the Trojans. Bailey Williams gets the ball up. Olsey in the middle. She hammers the ball down. Ball gets up. They push the ball back over. Bailey Williams gets the ball. Over to Poundstone. Kathleen Wright. Ball's down. Point for St. James. That's Kathleen Wright's 7th kill of the match. St. James now leads East Limestone 3-1. Marilee Kapuya, number 7, back serving for St. James. Nice serve, back in the back right corner. Pushed up. Oh. Poundstone couldn't get in front of the ball. Goes off her. Big attempt. Point goes to East Limestone. St. James holds on to a 3-2 lead over the Indians. Serve comes in. Bailey Williams plays it. Goes over to Poundstone. Carson Ann Crow with a nice attack on the left side. Oh! Ball might have been out. Goes off the fingertips of Marilee Kapuya on the back row. We're all tied up again at 3. Indians serving the Trojans. Serve comes in. Ball played by Bailey Williams. Poundstone hustles and gets the ball. Williams gets the ball barely over the net. Pushes it up. Lefty hits it. The ball's out. Point for St. James. Attack error by the lefty for the Indians. Gives St. James the lead, 4-3. Alan Browning, number 8, serving for the Trojans. Nice floater serve to the back row. Also play. Lefty comes in. He bangs it into our block. Point East Limestone. We're all knotted at 4 again. in. Capuglia plays it over to Poundstone. Poundstone pushes it to Carson Ann Crow. Attack in the middle. Pushes it over. Crow gets it to Poundstone. Poundstone back to Crow. She tips it over the block and down. Kill for Carson Ann Crow. Point for St. James. They lead now 5-4. Emily Olsey, 16, serving for St. James. Nice serve back in the back left corner. We're free ball here, played by Olsey. Alan Browning sets it up for Ashley White. She tips it over the block. Oh, that ball's in. Ball hit over into the St. James court by the Indians. We're all tied back up at 5. Indians serving the Trojans. Ball comes in, played by Browning. Williams over to Crow. Crow hits it in the net. Attack error by St. James gives the Indians the lead. East Limestone 6, St. James 5. Ball coming in. Carson Ann Crow takes serve receive. Olsey sets it over for White. Ball's hit long. Attack error by St. James gives East Limestone a 7-5 lead. Serve coming in. Played up by Olsey. Bailey Williams serves it over to Carson Ann Crow on the right side. That's a kill. Bailey Williams with the assist to Carson Ann Crow. Trojans cut the lead to 1. Carson Ann Crow, number 13, back serving for St. James. Nice serve. Floater to the back row. Oh, the ball finds the middle of the St. James defense. Point Indians. They lead St. James now 8-6. Serve comes in from the lefty. Alan Browning plays it to Olsey. Olsey to White. Ball's pushed down. Played by Olsey. Carson Ann Crow pushes it over to Bailey Williams. Bailey Williams with the kill on the right side. St. James now trails by 1. Bailey Williams, number 14, back serving for St. James. Floater serve to the back. Pushed up to the front. Ball picked up by Carson Ann Crow. Over to Olsey. She back sets Ashley White. That's a kill. That evens it up. Kill by Ashley White. That's her 4th of the match. We're all knotted up at 8. Bailey Williams still back serving for St. James. We're looking for some separation here for the Trojans. Nice serve back to the back row, played by the front. Picked up nicely by Olsey. Ball's mishandled at the front of the net by the Trojans. That gives the Indians the lead, 9-8. We need a side out and the ball back. Serve goes in, played by Carson Ann Crow. Played off the net by Olsey. Kathleen Wright tips it over the block. Indians set up their attack. Roll ball to Carson Ann Crow. She tips it over. Marilee Capuglia over the block. Played nicely by the Indians. Ball hit into the net by the Indians. Attacker evens it up. 9 St. James, 9 for the Indians. Emily Poundstone comes in for Ashley White. Poundstone to be serving for the Trojans. Ball comes in, a floater to the back row. Ball set to the middle. She pushes it over. Marilee Capuglia plays it nicely. Poundstone sets it up for Kathleen Wright. Hits it in the middle. Nicely played by Bailey Williams to Poundstone. Sets it up for Carson Ann Crow. Back in the middle, block. Poundstone back over to Capuglia. Nice kill. Marilee Capuglia with a kill on the left side. Perfect timing. That's her first kill of the match. St. James takes the lead, 10-9. Poundstone serving, hits the tape, rolls over. The Indians are hustling. Free ball to St. James, played by Bailey Williams. Poundstone, Olsey hammers it into the net. Point East Limestone, we're back tied at 10. Serve coming in. Played by Carson and Crow. Poundstone pushes it over to Olsey. Olsey hits the ball, gotten up by the Indians. Oh! Indians hammered into the Trojans' block, and the ball goes out of bounds. Point to the Indians that now lead St. James 11-10. Coach Karen Lee calls the timeout. Perfect timing for a timeout. We're battling back and forth. St. James players, I know their legs are tired. This is no time to be tired. For St. James, we're playing 5 points. We're looking for 15. But we got to get the ball back. The Indians take the court. Number 20 for the Indians, serving into St. James. Ref whistles the ball into play. Serve comes in. Played by Bailey Williams. Pushed up by Kapuya. Kathleen Wright with a tip in the middle. Kathleen Wright with another kill. That's her 8th kill. That evens the score at 11. Marilee Kapuya, number 7, back serving for St. James. Kapuya serves to the back right corner. Safe serve. Pushed up. Played up by Bailey Williams. Kathleen Wright gets the ball over the net. Poundstone digs the ball up. Carson and Crow pushes the ball back. Oh, that ball's in. Nice play. Nice play by the Indian setter. Push the ball back to the corner of the Trojans defense. The Indians lead the Trojans now 12-11. Ball served in. Played by Carson and Crow to Emily Poundstone. Back to Crow on the left side. Ball's gotten up. Marilee Kapuya gets the ball back up to Poundstone, who sends it back to Crow. Indians get the ball back over. Bailey Williams serves it back up to Poundstone. Poundstone to Crow in the middle. She tips it. That's a lift. They didn't call it. Poundstone sends it to Olsey. Olsey off the block. That's a kill. Poundstone to Olsey. Emily Olsey's 5th kill of the match. Trojans all knotted up at 12 with the Indians. Alan Browning serving for the Trojans. Floater serve. That was a lift that didn't get called either. Browning serves it, shits it back over to Poundstone. Carson and Crow. Dug up by Kapuya. Sends it to Poundstone at the net. Sets it for Crow. Tips it over the block. 4 hits for the Indians. That gives St. James the lead, 13-12. Timeout, East Limestone. Oh, it's got to come down to this. Third and final set, playing to 15. Alan Browning, number 8, serving for St. James. This is what it's all made of right here. You gotta want it. Ball serve, floater serve over the net. Oh, tipped over by the Indian setter. Kill for the setter. Jump kill for her, that evens it up. The score 13-13. Ball comes in. Played by Marilee Kapuya. Oh, overpass. The Indians handle it down and take the lead, 14-13. Set point. Timeout call by the Trojans. Take the court. They're looking for 1 point. We're looking for 1 point to keep playing. We're at set point, match point, championship point. Ball's whistled in. Here we go. Serve comes in. Played by Olsey. Poundstone. Back to Carson and Crow in the middle. Ball's gotten up. Lefty hits it over to Poundstone. To Olsey. Carson and Crow. Ball played by Marilee Kapuya. Indians set it up. Olsey with the ball in the middle. It's a nice kill. Poundstone to Olsey. Couldn't have come at a better time. We're all knotted back up at 14. Olsey back serving for the Trojans. Nice floater serve to the back row. Block picked up by Kapuya. Olsey over to Carson and Crow. Off the block. That's a point. St. James takes the lead. Kill for Carson and Crow. That's her 20th kill. Timeout East Limestone. And we got to win by 2. So we need 1 point. St. James Trojans leading the East Limestone Indians 15-14. This is the one we want. This is the one we wanted when we showed up today. Set point for the Trojans. Match point for the Trojans. Championship point for the Trojans. 1 point. Olsey serving for the Trojans. Nice serve. Ball played by the Indians. Lefty. Gotten up by Carson and Crow. Oh! Kapuya couldn't get to the ball. Evens it back up at 15. He hammered that ball and Carson and Crow got the ball up, but Marilee Kapuya couldn't get back there to get it. 15 all. Serve coming in from the Indians. I think that ball might have been out. Bailey Williams serves it back over to Carson and Crow. Ball pushed up. Lefty. Goes off Carson and Crow. That's a point for the Indians, who take the lead now 16-15. This is set point again for them. Set point, match point, championship point for the Indians. We got to stop it here. Serve comes in. Played by Browning. Over to Olsey. Carson and Crow on the right side. The ball's out. The Indians defeat the Trojans 17-15 to win the championship. Hard fought match by the Trojans. That match could have went either way. Two evenly matched teams. Both of them played very well. St. James Trojan goes out, gets the second place trophy. Well deserved. We could have won first. We're a few points away.
Over to my trophy and your t-shirts, girl.
We're going to wrap it up for Muscle Shoals and get ready to pack up and head home. St. James finished second in the first Metro tournament put together by Muscle Shoals. Very well. A lot of good volleyball play.